Chapter 1. Cracked Shells and Hungry Shadows. You are born in darkness. Not silence, darkness. The first sound is a low pulse, steady, distant, like thunder underwater. It's your own heartbeat. Then scratching, a scrape, a muffled crack. All around you, siblings twitch in their shells. You are not alone. Heat presses against you from the rotting ferns piled high above. The earthy smell of wet moss and distant ash fills your lungs with your first breath. Shallow, instinctive, quick. You push. Your snout cracks the shell. Cold air rushes in. Light, dappled and green, dances through the leaves overhead. You blink, and the world, ancient, humid and filled with danger, begins. You are small, incredibly small, about the size of a house cat, maybe a modern turkey, but your legs are long, already wired for sprinting. Your skin is pebbled and earth-toned, spotted for camouflage. Downy protofeathers trace your back, not for flight, but for warmth and shade. Your eyes, wide and forward-facing, already scan for movement. You are a Tyrannosaurus rex, a king, though no one will kneel yet. Around you, the rest of your clutch is hatching. Some shells lie still. Some are cracked open, the wet smear of yolk glistening beneath them. Not all made it. Not all were supposed to. This is natural. This is necessary. Your tiny claws scratch the soft forest floor. You can already smell other hatchlings, hear their chirps. You smell something else too. Blood. A beetle crawls past. You leap. Snap. Your jaws close, and instinct rewards you. The crunch echoes inside your skull. It's your first kill. You don't hesitate. You swallow. You are hungry, and already you are learning. A shadow passes above, silent, too fast to see clearly. You freeze, heart pounding. Somewhere beyond the nest, branches sway. Something watches. A predator. Maybe a dromaeosaur. Maybe even an older juvenile T-Rex, drawn by the scent of egg yolk and struggling siblings. Your species has never been sentimental. You dart behind a root, flatten your body, hide. It works. For now, you will not survive by strength. Not yet. You will survive by stillness, by silence, by fear. For the first few weeks of your life, everything you see is a threat. Your own kin, the wind, the water, the sounds of insects and distant footsteps. Your only advantage is your brain, small, but wired with the instinct of a predator. You know how to move, how to listen, how to strike. Your legs develop fast. You can run within hours, hunt within days. You stalk dragonflies, you pounce on frogs, you hide from the world and learn to read it. You're already growing. In just a few months, your body will double in size. Your bite will strengthen. Your feathers will thicken. Your world will stretch beyond the edge of the nest, into a forest filled with giants. But right now, you are a ghost in the ferns, a whisper in the leaves, a flicker of hunger. You are not a king yet, but one day the ground will tremble when you walk. Chapter 2. Running with the Wind. Time moves differently for you now. Every week brings change. Every day brings danger. In just a year, you've transformed. No longer the cat-sized hatchling hiding in roots. Now you stand as tall as a human, nearly 500 pounds of scale, feather, and fire. And still, you're fast. Your legs, long and muscular, propel you like a coiled spring. Your stride stretches over 4 meters. Your arms, once soft and scrappy, are still functional, longer than they'll ever be again, and sharp-clawed enough to grip smaller prey. You hunt for the first time with confidence. A flash, an ornithomimus darts across the floodplain. You react before thought. Your tail whips out for balance. Your claws dig deep into soft earth. Muscles tense. The chase begins. Dust kicks behind you like a storm cloud. You don't breathe, not until you've gained ground. You close in, step by step, and then, snap. Your jaws clamp onto the thigh. The scream is brief. The struggle, frantic. But you win. Your teeth are still thin, bladed, designed more for slicing than crushing, but they're sharp and deadly. This was a clean kill. This is how you live now. Chase, Eat, hide, repeat. You're too big to be overlooked, but too small to dominate. You occupy a narrow place in the world, the mess predator gap, strong enough to kill smaller dinosaurs, but weak enough to be killed by larger ones. You are fast, but fragile. Brave, but not invincible. And everything knows it. You smell rivals in the wind, larger T-Rex juveniles 2 or 3 years older. You don't challenge them. Not yet. You've seen the remains. Crushed skulls, dismembered tails. Cannibalism is a shadow that follows your kind. So you learn to listen, to plan. You wait for weak prey or wounded ones. You steal kills from smaller raptors. You lose fights to older ones. Every lesson leaves a scar, or doesn't leave you at all. At night, you sleep beneath tree roots, hidden by the shadows of giant ferns. Your body is warm from the hunt, your belly heavy with meat. Insects buzz in the canopy. A light mist clings to the ground. The world breathes slow. You are not alone. Sometimes you glimpse others like you, leggy juveniles trailing along the rivers, watching from behind the trees. Your kind may have hunted in loose bands at this age, not for loyalty, but for efficiency. More eyes to find prey, more mouths to strip it. But trust? That's still a myth. Still, when you walk with them, when you run with them, the forest bends to you. It's the first time you feel it. Not dominance, not yet. But momentum. You are no longer prey. You are not yet a king. You are something faster, something rising, and nothing in this forest sleeps easy anymore. Chapter 3. Bone by Bone. The earth feels different beneath your feet now. It doesn't just carry you, it echoes your steps. You are 30 feet long, 2 stories tall at the hip, over 6,000 pounds of muscle, tendon, bone, and power. And you're still not done growing. You've shed your juvenile speed for something far more dangerous: mass. Your tail is a balancing beam. Your neck, thick as a tree trunk. Your teeth, 60 in total, the size of railroad spikes, serrated like steak knives, built not to cut, but to pulverize. This is not evolution for elegance. This is evolution for dominance. Your skull alone spans 5 feet, more than any land predator in history. It's reinforced like a helmet, with fused bones that absorb and redistribute force. Your bite force is unmatched, 12,000 pounds per square inch. You don't just break bone, you explode it. Even your teeth are specialized, hollow in parts, pressure distributing in others. Some even regrow in alternating waves, so you're never unarmed. This is not youth anymore. This is apex. You step into the forest and it parts. A herd of Edmontosaurus shuffles through a clearing ahead. Enormous duck-billed herbivores, once too large to bother with. Not anymore. You stalk them for hours. You don't sprint. You don't roar. You wait, in silence, like a stone. The herd grazes. One limps. Another strays too far. That's the one. You move with terrifying speed. Branches snap, soil erupts. The herd scatters in a blind stampede, but the slow one turns, just in time to see its end. You hit it like a freight train. Your jaws clamp over its flank. Bones shatter beneath your bite. The scream is cut short as its weight collapses under you. You tear, twist, rip away muscle in chunks the size of tires. Other predators circle. A Dakota raptor, clever and lean. It approaches, too close. You turn, open your jaws, and release a low-frequency rumble, a sound below human hearing. It doesn't echo. It vibrates, a primal warning carried through the ground itself. They scatter. They always do. You stand above your kill. Blood drips from your jaws. Flies swarm. Your breath clouds in the humid air. This is your kingdom. But you're not just muscle. You're wired like a supercomputer. Your olfactory bulb, massive. Your sense of smell rivals that of vultures or bloodhounds. You can track a dying creature across miles. Your vision? Binocular, depth sensitive, possibly color capable. You see prey before they even move. And then there's your mind. You're not a simple brute. Studies show T-Rex had an unusually high encephalization quotient for a reptile, a measure of brain size versus body size. You're capable of problem solving, of memory, of strategy. You don't just chase prey, you predict it. You remember where the herds go. You recognize patterns in movement. You time your attacks with weather, terrain, and panic. Other predators hunt with instinct. You hunt with intention. You are not merely a beast. You are the culmination of millions of years of evolution. You are built from bone and born of blood. And this forest doesn't just fear you, it remembers you. Chapter 4. Feast or Famine. Power comes at a cost, and in your world, that cost is hunger. You are the largest predator on land, but that doesn't mean you're always fed. Your 7-ton frame burns energy like wildfire. You can go weeks without a full kill, and sometimes you must. Today is one of those days. The forest is quiet, too quiet, no scents on the wind, no blood on the leaves. You follow a dried riverbed, hoping for the scent of a carcass. Anything. You walk and walk. Miles pass. Days. Your body weakens, not visibly, and not yet. But your steps drag slightly, your tail doesn't swing as wide, your breathing grows shallower. Predators aren't immune to famine. They're often first to feel its grip. Then a scent. Fresh, hot, meat. You follow it. But the trail leads to disappointment. Another T-Rex, younger, maybe 5 years your junior, stands over a mangled hadrosaur. It's his kill. He stares at you, defiant. You step forward, he roars. You don't answer, you charge. The two of you collide like tectonic plates. Teeth clash, bone scrapes bone. He gets a bite on your shoulder, shallow. You slam him backward with your chest. His foot slips. You seize his neck, not to kill, just to claim. He backs off. The carcass is yours now, not earned, taken. This is how kings eat sometimes, not by hunting, by surviving. You tear into the hadrosaur's belly, soft tissue, organs, blood. You eat quickly, watching the trees. Smaller predators, Acaroraptors maybe, watch from a distance. You ignore them. They'll get what's left, if they dare. But not every hunt ends in glory. Later that season, you find a herd of ankylosaurs. You approach carefully. They move in groups, slow, armoured, dangerous. One swings its tail, and the sound it makes against a tree, crack, is like a club hitting stone. You step back. You could attack. But even you have limits. Instead, you turn and search elsewhere. Some say your species ate carrion more often than we thought. There are fossils, bones with telltale bite marks, punctures on skeletons that suggest scavenging. Some think you followed death like a shadow, waiting for nature to hand you its spoils. But others say differently, that your brain was too sharp, your legs too strong, your jaws too violent not to be a hunter, that you killed when you could, took when you couldn't. The truth is likely both. You are a predator and an opportunist. You don't care about how the world defines you. You care about the kill, or the calories, or the quiet after a full meal. Sometimes you hunt. Sometimes you steal. Sometimes you follow vultures. Sometimes you watch others starve. This is the reality at the top of the chain. There is no glory here, only the rule, you eat or you don't. Chapter 5. Rivals and Mates. By now, the forest no longer questions your presence. It reacts to it. When you step into a clearing, small dinosaurs vanish into the ferns. Herds shift course. Raptors stop circling and disappear. The forest doesn't need to see you to know you're coming. It feels you in the ground. But power draws attention. And not just from prey. From rivals. From mates. One day, the scent changes. It's not blood, not fear. It's complex. Rich, ancient. It travels on the wind and lingers on the trees. Another T-Rex, female. You follow it for hours. Quiet, deliberate. Through canyons, across dried riverbeds, past the remains of an old kill. Your breath stays shallow. Your feet step between branches. Your instincts, for once, are not tuned to strike. They are tuned to approach. And then you see her. She is enormous, perhaps even larger than you. Her head is broad, her flanks thick with muscle. She stands over a kill, not eating, just watching. Your eyes lock. You lower your head slightly. A silent gesture, Not submission, but recognition. She doesn't respond. Not yet. She circles. You circle too. Neither of you blinks. This is how T-Rex courtship may have begun, not with display or sound, but with proximity. Presence, a test of tolerance. Eventually, you draw close. A shared meal seals the moment. You offer a portion of your latest kill, fresh, warm. She accepts. She doesn't growl. That's enough. For the next several days, you remain near each other, loosely bonded. No nest, no territory, just shared space. Maybe this is instinct, maybe something more. No fossil tells us how long these bonds lasted. Maybe only for breeding, maybe for a season. But for this stretch of time, you are not alone. And then, a challenge. A younger male steps into your trail, tall, broad-shouldered, confident, foolish. He doesn't roar, he charges. You don't hesitate. Your bodies collide with thunder. Teeth meet teeth. He lands a gash along your flank, shallow. You clamp his jaw with yours and twist. Bone cracks. He drops. You don't kill him. You let him leave. Not mercy. Message? The female watches from the trees. She never moved. Later that night, she is gone. Maybe she left. Maybe not. In your world, connection is brief. Shared breath, shared blood, shared purpose, but never permanence. You walk alone again. But something inside you has changed. For the first time, you felt seen. Chapter 6. Rain, Fire and Flood. The sky shifts. It starts with heat, the kind of heat that makes even you stop moving. Not the heat of blood or muscle, but a still, choking heat that presses down from above and pulls the forest into silence. Birds vanish, insects go quiet, the air thickens and then splits. A crack of lightning fractures the sky. The storm comes fast, like it always does in this part of the world. You smell it before you feel it. The electric tang of ozone, the rising scent of wet rot stirred by wind. Then the rain hits. It doesn't fall, it pours. In moments, trails become streams. Streams become rivers, and rivers rise. You've hunted in rain before, killed in it, roared through it. But this storm is different. The water keeps rising. You climb a ridge, watching the flood consume the lowlands. A family of small hadrosaurs is swept away like leaves. Logs tumble like bones. Your claws dig into the softened earth to stay upright. Lightning flashes. A tree explodes behind you. The shockwave knocks you down. Mud covers your snout. You snort it out and rise. You're bleeding. The storm lasts for days. When the sun finally returns, the forest is unrecognizable. Carcasses rot in tangled roots. Pools of brown water hide predators beneath their surface. Trees lean at sharp angles, roots exposed. The canopy is shredded. Your hunting grounds? Gone. But that's not the end. The fire comes next. Not days later, hours. A single strike, one dry branch, one ember in the wrong place. It spreads faster than prey can run. Flames leap from tree to tree. Animals scatter, screaming. Smoke chokes the sky, turning day into dusk. You don't panic, but you move. You find the rivers again. The water is thick with ash, but safer than the trees. You watch a juvenile raptor stumble into the fire, its feathers igniting. The smell is awful. The sound, worse. There's no strategy here. Just instinct. You endure. When it's over and the smoke clears, the forest is scarred. Some plants begin to regrow. Fast, opportunistic species. Ferns, moss, small shoots that thrive in chaos. And you? You adapt. You follow new trails. You study the reborn forest. Prey behaves differently now, more cautious, more desperate. You are too. Apex predators aren't immune to disaster. You don't reign from a throne. You reign from a battlefield. And the battlefield is always shifting. Floods, fire, disease, famine, lightning. Your reign doesn't depend on strength. It depends on endurance. You are not the master of this land. You are its servant, and you serve with blood. Chapter 7. Twilight of the Tyrant. You move slower now, not weaker, just heavier, more deliberate. Your muscles still respond. Your jaws still crush. But it takes longer to rise in the morning, longer to cool down after a hunt. Your breaths are deeper. Your roars rarer. This is what it means to be old in your world. You are likely in your late 20s now, maybe 30. That alone is a triumph. Most T-Rex never make it this far. Disease, starvation, injury, rivalry, all claim their share long before old age ever gets a turn. But you persisted. You carry it in your body. There are scars on your muzzle from territorial fights, notched ribs from a hadrosaur that kicked harder than expected. Your right toe curves slightly, an old break, poorly healed. You compensate when you walk, leaning just slightly to the left. You've stopped chasing large prey. You wait. Ambush now is your ally. So is carrion. You rely on memory, the location of stream beds, nesting grounds, trails that prey returns to seasonally. Your brain, weathered but sharp, serves you well. You encounter younger rivals. Occasionally, they follow you from a distance, studying, testing. One day, a younger male draws close, tall, eager. You stare, he stares back. He doesn't challenge you. Not yet, but one day, he might. You don't growl. You don't engage. You walk away, not out of fear, out of wisdom. You've nothing left to prove, but your body proves it anyway. Each step thuds a little softer. Your tail swings lower. The tension in your neck never fully unwinds anymore. You sleep longer, wake slower. Once you dreamed of roaring into the dark to chase away intruders. Now you dream of silence, stillness. One morning you wake beneath a fallen log near a dried river. The air is cool, the sky grey. You stretch, bones pop, your vision blurs, then clears. You sniff the wind. No prey today. You don't mind. Your belly is full enough from yesterday's kill, a scavenged corpse, nothing glorious. But there is something peaceful in that. There's no final kill waiting for you, no last battle, no heroic stand. Your end will not be carved in stone or screamed across the canopy. It will come the way night comes to the forest, quietly. Chapter 8. When the Sky Fell. It started with silence. No warning, no roar, no tremor. Just an eerie stillness. The birds stopped calling. The insects fell quiet. Even the wind held its breath. And then, somewhere beyond the edge of the sky, the sun exploded. Not literally, but it felt that way. A flash, then fire, then night. Not the kind of night that drapes the world in stars, but a night that suffocates light. The asteroid, 6 miles wide, struck Earth near what we now call the Yucatan Peninsula. In seconds, forests vaporized. Tidal waves roared outward. The shockwave encircled the globe, but you, standing thousands of miles away, didn't feel the fire. You felt the darkness. Ash blotted out the sun for weeks, maybe months. Photosynthesis stopped. Plants died. Then the herbivores. Then the predators. Temperatures plunged. Acid rain fell. Fungal blooms spread across rotting ecosystems. The web of life, once vibrant and brutal and balanced, began to unravel. You search for prey. None. You sniff the air. No scent. You roar. No answer. You are one of the last. You don't starve immediately. You last longer than most. You were built for hardship, for hunger, but not for nothingness. Your final days are slow. You walk less. Your breath rattles. The last time you see the sky, it is no longer blue, just a canvas of choking grey. You lie down near a riverbed, bones aching, muscles hollow, vision dimming. You close your eyes, not knowing this is the last time. There is no final predator, just time, just cold, just quiet. And then the world moves on. Epilogue. Bones in stone. You vanish from life, but not from history. 66 million years later, the Earth shifts. Layers of dust, ash, and sediment crack. A bone emerges, fossilized, perfect, preserved by time and chance. A human hand brushes dirt from your skull. Gasps fill the air. They call you Tyrant Lizard King. Your name becomes legend, Tyrannosaurus Rex. They display your skeleton in a glass cathedral. They study your teeth, debate your feathers, recreate your roar. They teach their children about the world you ruled, a time of monsters and giants, of thunder and hunger. You are no longer feared. You are revered. You are no longer predator. You are a story.